My recent YouTube Shorts video about the 3-step facelift technique went viral, and many of you wanted to know how to do it step by step. Here's one side lifted, and the other side looks more rounder. And I can't wait to show you how, so without further delay, let's begin. We always start with prepping the skin, and for that I'm going to be using one of my favorite moisturizers currently. This is the Shiseido Essential Energy Hydrating Cream. It's a soft hydrating cream and spreads really well on the skin and doesn't leave your skin looking shiny or feeling oily. This gives you a smooth but matte look. This moisturizer can double up as a primer too. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Bare Minerals Original Liquid Mineral Foundation, and I'm using the shade Golden Tan 20. This is a lightweight foundation with medium buildable coverage and also has an SPF of 20. Because this foundation is not thick or cakey, it instantly minimizes the look of pores while still giving you the coverage. It covers your redness and imperfections and wears flawlessly all day without clogging your pores. If you didn't know, Bare Minerals is a clean and vegan brand. I love to apply it with my Real Techniques foundation brush, one of the best out there, and then using the Milani concealer in the shade 145, which is a true match to my skin tone. I'm going to cover up my dark circles, my lid space, as well as around my mouth. A few of the reasons why this concealer is my favorite is because it's super pigmented and gives you full coverage without caking up or settling in the fine lines. It blends seamlessly to mask imperfections, hyperpigmentation, as well as discoloration. I'm going to be demonstrating the facelift on my right side so we can compare it with my left side, and then I'm going to do it on my left side as well so we can finish up the entire look. The first step is to highlight, and for that you will need a lighter shade of concealer. I'm going with the Milani concealer in the shade 135. I usually choose a concealer that's at least 2 shades lighter than my skin tone. Just for comparison, I'm comparing it with 145, which is a true match to my skin tone. You can see the color difference. First, I'm going to use the lighter concealer to highlight the side of my eye, aligning it with the side of my nostril. You can use any straight object for this. I'm using a brush. Parallel to this, I'm going to draw another line going upwards from the side of my mouth, but I'm only going to pull it halfway. I'm not going to drag it all the way up to my mouth. Next, for contouring, I'm going to be using a deeper shade of concealer by Milani. This is in the shade 3, which is Toffee. From the corner of my eye, I'm going to cut across my cheek, and I'm going to place 3 dots using the contour between the 2 lines that I drew using the lighter shade of concealer, placing it just above the lower line. The final step is to use a blush, and for that I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Beauty Blush Wand, and this is in the shade Dream Pop. I'm going to place 3 dots right above the contour. Now it's time to blend everything. I'm just using a concealer brush by ColourPop. I'm going to start with the lighter shades first, which is the lighter shade of concealer. First, I'm going to blend out the lower line, pushing the concealer downwards. That'll help to highlight your jawline. And then I'm going to blend the concealer on top, which is on side of my nostril and side of my eye, pushing it upward. That way it gives you a nice highlight under your eye. Next, I'm going to blend out the blush before I blend out the contour. Don't worry too much about blending it to perfection. All you have to do is spread those colors out, and then using a dry sponge, I'm going to blend everything out. It's already given me the lift, but I'm going to add an additional step of setting and baking. And for that, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Powder. With a powder puff, I'm going to bake in areas where I use the lighter shade of concealer. Baking is a process that's followed to give more structure to your face. It's done by letting the powder sit on top of the concealer for a few minutes. The heat from your body is going to mix that powder with the concealer, and it's going to give that pop of highlight when you dust it off later. And while it's baking, I'm also going to set the rest of my face with the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. It's been a couple minutes, so let's go ahead and dust off that excess powder. Make sure to do it lightly. You know your face, so if you have to change tools from a brush to a powder puff, please feel free to do so. You don't have to exactly follow what I'm doing to dust off the powder. You can use whatever you're comfortable with. And as you can see, my right side looks so much more lifted than my left side, which looks so much more rounder. Now let's finish the rest of the face because I want to show you the entire look with both sides done. For my brows, I'm going to be starting with the Milk Makeup Clear Brow Gel, pushing my brow hair upwards to hold it in place. And then using the House Labs The Edge Precision Eyebrow Pencil in the shade Black, I'm going to lightly fill in my eyebrows. For my eyes, I'm just going to be applying a mascara, but before that, I'm going to curl my lashes. And for mascara, I'm going to be using the Clarins Supra Volumizing and Lengthening Mascara. This is an absolutely stunning mascara. Loved it the very first time I used it, and this is something that I've been using every day. And as always, I'm going to be applying mascara to my upper as well as lower lashes. It instantly gives me so much length and volume and just makes my eyes appear so much brighter. On my lips, I'm going to be using a soft rosy shade. This is the City Beauty City Lips in Rosy Mauve. And then I went ahead and applied a transparent gloss. Again, here's the lifted side on my right side, and my left side looks more rounded. I'm going to follow the same steps on my left side as well, and here it is, lifted on both sides of the face. When I do these tutorials, it feels like it's a lot of steps, but realistically it gets done within 5 minutes if you know the process. And the way to perfect it is to have patience and to repeat it often. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here. Check out the description box for all the products that I used. I've linked each and every one of them. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon with a brand new one. Bye guys.